Hey my friends, what's going on? It's your boy Kater on a beautiful day, my friends. So today guys, I want to give you some value in this video. I want to talk about how to overcome the fear of public speaking. This is the #1 fear in the world. This video is sponsored by Entrepreneur. As you can see, my shirt's on them. But you know, this has a lot to do also even being an entrepreneur. Like if you're someone who's striving into your business, and sometimes if you don't know how to communicate your message, or if you're not able, if you have the fear of communicating your message, it can be a detriment to the amount of people that you can actually reach with your story, specifically when it comes to personal branding. What's gonna happen a lot of the time, people might not even want to speak publicly, right? As an entrepreneur, you're building your business, you're making stuff happen for yourself, and then suddenly you reach success. And now with the success that you reach, a lot of people want to know how the heck you do it. Now you go to a convention, or maybe you're that girl or you're that guy who's been winning in your field, and now other people want you to share, or even sometimes the person in the audience wants you to share some type of way, but you have the fear of public speaking. Let's talk about it in this video.
You go hard, right? You go hard or you go home. You know what's gonna happen to yourself, guys. I can tell you can change your life.
I'll tell you a little bit of my story now, and I'll give you 3 key points, 4 key points, matter of fact, to overcome the fear of public speaking that has helped me big time. So the same way I'm telling you, when I started my online business, I start striving, I start, making things happen, working every single day. And then I started making videos because I wanted to help people. That was actually one of the first stage of public speaking, because I know people was gonna be watching this video, the videos that I'm making, just like you watching this one right now. And I was the type of person, I would sweat. When I'm scared, I had different way. When I have some type of fear of doing certain things, my body expresses it in different types of way. Everybody's different. Some people, they're gonna start trembling, and maybe like, oh, it's like you can see it, the voice is cracking when they're speaking. Some other people, they're gonna start sweating. I was a sweater. I was one of those people who sweats. My heart started beating faster. Some people, their heart started beating so fast that they have to catch their breath. And they have to catch their breath because their heart is beating so fast. Some people's out of breath. Some people, they have tingling sensation in their hands. I don't know, you might be one of those people. So there's many different ways fears will start, bursting out of yourself. So I'm gonna give you some key points. So when I started doing well in my business, I had to overcome that, because now whenever I go to events, or if I'm going to an event, people would want me to speak, and I don't know what the hell, I'm scared as hell. I had to come up with principles. The videos has helped me a lot now to be able to overcome my fear. But there are certain things that you can actually do when you want to overcome your fear of public speaking, okay? Now, let's talk about the fears inside of you. Now, it's processing the information. #1, process the right information. Understand how to process fear, okay? Fear is not real. We already know it's not real, Like a lot of the time, you might have the fear of snake. Like right now, okay, you might have the fear of snake, but what is the possibility of you seeing a snake and how you're gonna react to it, in the truth of the reality of it? Until you get to that state, don't process it as it's already happened, okay? And don't process it in the worst case scenario, because what creates fears is that we always think of the worst case scenario. What if I get in front of this audience to share my story and everybody boo me? Like, what if my audience is not interested into what I have to share with them? That's the way we process it in our minds, or we process in the negative. So first thing, you need to learn visualization. Visualize the best possible case, the best possible scenario. What if you go up there and everybody's cheering? I mean, it might not be the case, but it's gonna help you, versus thinking, oh man, I suck, my life sucks. Think about, yo, my story is amazing. You are one breed. You're one of a kind. Nobody ever born with a DNA of yourself. Everybody's different. So your story is unique. I'm the only person with my story, right? It's unique and it's gonna change life. So versus me thinking, oh man, people's not gonna accept it. The reality might be I go up there and people you know, they don't really get anything from what I'm saying. But in my head, I ain't gonna process that, you know, because you already have all the other factors against you. You don't want to be against yourself. So in your mind, you always want to think on the positive, like, I'm gonna go and this stuff is gonna be amazing, I'm gonna crush it. And I know it's hard to think like that when your heart is palpitating, like when you're sweating and when your hands are shaking. It's hard to think like that because your mind start rushing, it start going 300 miles per hour and you feel like you can't control it. But it's gonna come with practice, just like anything else. If you keep practicing every time that you have to speak, every time you have to speak, do that, it's gonna literally start changing your belief about yourself, because it's all about how we see ourselves, how we believe other people will perceive us. Create the best perception for yourself, okay? That's gonna be your number one thing to overcome your fear of public speaking, okay? Number two, the second thing that I want to share with you that's going to help you big time. If you're an entrepreneur, you're having success, you're helping other people, but you have that fear of going in front of a huge crowd of other people. I actually have a good friend of mine, a business partner. We've been doing business online for a long time. Since I got started, I remember being in this little company and we was getting on those leaderboard together. You know, we was getting on the leaderboard, this company called GDI was selling websites. And you know, we evolved, we moved on, and she started doing her e-commerce business and she made like $1.2 million last year. And I was telling her, yo, there's so many other moms, because she's an army mom. She's married to someone who was in the army, and there's so many people who can relate to her. You know, she has friends and other people, but she has that fear of being able to stand and share her story, you know, because that's, you know, what you gotta think is that the people she can reach, I can't reach them, you know, a lot of the time. So if you have develop the ability not to let fear take over your story, you're gonna be able to communicate and help other people to have the belief in themselves. Just imagine if I didn't overcome my fear of public speaking to be able to make these videos or even go on in an event and share with other people. There's so many people's lives that I touched today I wouldn't be able to touch because I would let my fear overcome everything that all my story, everything that I can share and help some other people. Because at the end of the day, we're here to change other people's lives. The product will come, the money will come and it'll go, but we are the changes that we made into other people's life. It's forever. It's forever lasting. That person will never forget that. You know, you can sell someone a product, they might, if it's a physical product, they might use it, it's way out, it's done. But there's something that I can inject into mentally that change someone, the path of their life, that they will never forget this thing for the rest of their life. And if you are not able to communicate your message and do that, fear of public speaking can actually stop you from getting to that level. Okay, so the second thing you want to do is to focus on the message. Focus on the message, not yourself. When I'm public speaking, when I stand in the crowd and I'm doing my thing and I feel like, oh, I start thinking about myself, oh, how do people see me right now? Oh man, do I have a spot on my shirt? Oh, do people see I'm trembling? Oh, is people looking at my face? So the intention is on you. Once the intention is on you now, your mind will start playing tricks on you. So what you really want to do is to shift the message, shift the thinking from you to the message. What are you talking about right now? What's your topic? You know, if you're making a video, stop being in your head how people is gonna judge the video, how people is judging you right now. Start thinking about, what am I sharing? You know, what is this video about? You know, I had an opportunity to present on stage, and when I start doing that, instead of thinking about, oh, people don't know Kader, they might not like me, or you know, you start creating different scenarios in your head, you know, or people are seeing me sweat right now. I used my mind differently. Now I start thinking about, these people, they want to know how I create a lifestyle from home, how I've been able to be free from working a job for the last 7 years, and I take care of my family, and I'm living life, I'm traveling, it's amazing. These people, they want to know the secret. I'm focusing on the message. I'm not focusing on the messenger, which is me. Right? I'm focusing on the message because the message is powerful. It will transform other people's lives. It will help so many different people in the process. So instead of thinking of myself at the moment, instead of thinking of you, you know, think of the message. Okay, when you think of the message now, it's gonna make something different. Okay, the next thing I can help you understand is that some people will say, hey, you know, practice on your breathing. You know, breathing is gonna help you. To some people it's soothing, but in the first time in the process, your mind will be running so much that sometimes you don't even think of these things that I'm sharing with you. But if you can write these things down that I'm sharing with you right now, some of those key points, and then keep practicing even before you get to the stage, even for the first couple of times, you might not even be able to control your mind. And you just got to do it with the fear until that you start learning those principles, and they will start dissipating, and they'll start changing, you know, they'll start phasing away. You know, there's one of my mentors that talks about in one of his book, Start With Why. His name is Simon Sinek, and he talks about how sometimes you must understand how you process the information. Like I was saying earlier, processing the information, what fear is, you know, how does it express itself? It's just he was saying how this athlete, for example, athletes who actually go give interviews, and every time, you know, they're gonna give the interview, it could be a football, a Super Bowl, it could be the last game. Like right now you have FIFA going on, we have the World Cup, and we have a lot of players that's playing in the World Cup, and the people who's gonna be the champion, you know, those athletes, when they have those last day interview, when they ask them about the last game that they're about to perform, usually they never answered it like they have fear. It's usually they got excitement. So if you're someone who gets really excited, or you have all those feelings, you need to process it in your mind. Instead of fear, you need to process it excitement. Now, how do you do that? It's because the same signs of fears are the same sign of excitement. See, when you have excitement, you know, you start like your heart start beating faster, right? You might sweat a little bit, you might be a little bit louder, or you might be like shaking a little bit. But you know, instead of processing and saying, oh, I have fear, you need to process, man, I'm so freaking jacked up right now, I'm excited. And sometimes people, like, this is a concept that I developed in my early years because of my fears. Like, if you see that when I come on a video and I'm like, yo, pow that pow, what's going on? And sometimes, like, I had people who say, dude, like, this is stupid, why you do these things, and not realize what I had to face to actually overcome my old self to become my better self. And those are some of the things that I had to do, because when I do that, it allowed me to burst out my fear and push it out there and use it as energy to think about it. And it's like, oh, I'm so excited right now, I'm fracking jacked up right now, let's go, let's get it. And other people will see it and interpret it, like they will see it as excitement, but I'm bursting out my fear, all the fear, and I'm just letting it go, and I start flowing, and I start understanding my purpose, you know, and I start seeing things in a different light. See, if you are able to do that, start taking the energy of fear and turn it into excitement. So instead of saying, oh, I'm fearful right now, say, this is exciting. You know, it will literally start shifting your brain. Instead of, oh my God, things about to go wrong right now, just say, oh, this is amazing, man, I'm excited to see where we're going, what's gonna happen. So you start transforming the way that you see things, okay? Now, for those of you that's making videos, and if you go live in front of an audience, it's different. You cannot edit the video, like you can't edit what's happening, it's live. And sometimes people have the fear of silence, like if they speaking and they take a break or pause, I used to interpret it like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say next. Like if your mind is running 300 miles per hour and you take a break, use silence, and you start understanding how to use silence, because when you use silence, you allow the crowd or the people that's listening to you to dissect a little bit of the information, you know, to discern the information. So use silence. Like you can stay with, and I tried it last event that I spoke. I started speaking, and then I started using some silence, and I'll just say like for one, you know, for like 5-10 seconds without saying anything, just looking at people and their reaction, and see how, you know, when I take a pause, like even some people that might have been distracted, when they don't hear you anymore, it's like, They want to know what's going on, so you've automatically captivated their attention back, because the attention shift right back on you, and then now you can process, and then you can keep going with your message, and it makes it so much more powerful. Man, fear has been a subject that is dear to home for me. I've battled fear a lot of my life, and that's one of the things that I want to help people understand, because it can really stop you from becoming the greatest version of yourself. But if you can overcome your fear, I promise you, if you can overcome your fear and get things done, man, it's gonna change your life big time. So if you have the fear of public speaking, if it's something that you want to overcome, always speak first. Like whenever you're at an event or you're at a gathering, you know, try your best to always, instead of having an internal conversation, which I used to do a lot, that increases your fear. When you have internal conversation, like you might know the answer to something, and you in a crowd. I remember being in college, I would know the answer to a certain question the teacher would ask, but I have the fear of being judged, or the student's gonna look at me, maybe I might say the wrong answer. Now, whatever that's in your mind, you know, if you get it out so it can help you with your fear, like say what you mean and mean what you say what you think, and let people know, hey, here's the answer, here's what I think. So what? You're wrong. So what? What's gonna happen? Okay, that was the wrong answer. Or here's the right answer. What is the worst possible case scenario when you don't voice your opinion, or when you allow fear to actually take over yourself, and you're not letting people know what you want, or you're not able to go out there and express yourself and share what you have with the world? So guys, you know, these are the 4 keys that I wanted to share with you that's gonna enable you, you know, and help you overcome your fear. You know, stop thinking about what other people think of you. You know, that's one of the big ones. You know, what other people think of you, it's none of your business. You know, focus on your message. Focus on what you gotta say versus how you feel right now, how your body's processing that stuff. Don't be too much internally. Think about the people you're impacting, the message, how is it changing their lives. You know, I hope that this video can be a help to you. Definitely, that was your boy Kater. If you can relate with fear, and if you have the fear of public speaking, leave a comment down below. Let me know if you find any value in this video, and will you be using some of the stuff that will help you change your life. All right, that was your boy Kater. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the next video. Let's go. I'll see you guys later. Pound out. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
So pound out for watching this video.